Make sure you run it. Whenever this subject comes up, what's the first thing that crosses your mind? What do you think about?
The female that takes charge and is in control of whatever situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career, just a boss in any area of life, anything you find yourself being in control, taking charge.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, like I told you before, we are treating this from 3 basic angles. We're going to be running this in 3s. We're going to be dating the first set this month, and then the other 2 will be the next month and the next month. Okay. So, now, you're right. A girl boss is someone. Okay, so I'm sure you're taking from your angle, so I'll be expecting to get that still as well.
You're showing?
Yeah, the live.
Okay.
You're getting that from your part, right?
Okay.
Facing you. Okay, so this is facing me, so that I can get me, and I'll get yours from you. So, okay. Nice. So, who's a girl boss? Majorly, you already talked about a girl boss being any woman who, others depend on to get things done, and any woman in a leadership position, and a disciplined, determined, and purpose-driven woman. Now, you're right, a woman in charge, and it doesn't necessarily have to be maybe a particular sector or sect or anything. Now, remember, this is supposed to be a dialogue. So, we already defined a boss lady, a girl boss, to mean any woman in a leadership position. I think that's simply put, any woman in a leadership position. And you can be in a leadership position in your church, in your home, in your school, anywhere you find yourself, as long as people depend on you for something, to get something done, to get a task done, to get anything. I think we have little groups, and there are people that there are women that are in this, that are leaders of these cell groups, for different organizations. So basically, any woman in a leadership position is a girl boss. Is that done? Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we do agree on it, let's talk about characteristics of a girl boss. Characteristics of a girl boss. The first characteristic is purpose-driven. Now, on the Different Woman Network, we always talk about your why. We always ask, do you know your why? And majorly, what's your why? Your why is your purpose. When they say that when the purpose of anything is not known, abuse is inevitable. Now, a lot of women live their lives looking for that why. A lot of women live their lives searching for answers where none is actually, it's not really missing. We don't even sit back to think about, why was I made? What is my purpose here on earth and all of that? So majorly, until you find your purpose, you remain an influenced and not an influencer. Okay, I think that's jumping till like step 10. Okay, so majorly, the first characteristics of a girl boss is to be purpose-driven. You have to have a purpose. You have to know your why. You have to know, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I existing? Am I actually, is this adding value to me? Am I adding value back to the community? Because the truth about life is, most times we only think about how we get. How do we get? We are not thinking about how we want to give. And the truth is that most of us, or most ladies, end up being empty because there is nothing they have deposited in themselves. They've not found their value. They've not thought about who they are and, who they are, basically, because until you know who you are, you can't know what you're capable of. That's the truth. So, majorly, the first thing is to be purpose-driven. You have to know your what, your why. Until your why is sound, I think there is nothing else that can be answered at all. It's going to be completely insane to think that from nothing you can create something. Only God can do that. All right, so okay, so we're expecting number 2. Number 2 is goal driven. Now, we already talked about being purpose driven. Purpose driven is finding your why. Now, goal driven is your what. Goal driven, being goal driven is your what. Now, I know that I was created to be a solutions person, but what kind of solution am I supposed to create? What kind of challenges am I supposed to be a solution to? Now, these are the questions that most women don't answer, don't look out for. And that's why we end up going in circles and end up frustrated most times. Now, everybody, every single person was created with an answer to a particular solution, a particular challenge. Feel free to bump in anytime if you feel, it's supposed to be a dialogue. I'm just going to be sharing my ideas, and I expect that, it's going to be a banter. If, a contribution here and there, a question here and there will do. All right, no, let's keep the questions till the end, because the contributions would actually do a lot to help the conversation. All right, so majorly, the first characteristics of being a girl boss is to be purpose-driven, and the second is to be goal-driven. Now, the moment you found your why, the moment you know your why, then you should be thinking about your what. Now you know that I was made to be a solutions person. I'm supposed to be an answer to a particular challenge. But what challenge are you a solution to? What challenge are you answering? What question are you answering in this life? In the life you found yourself? In the career you found yourself? What answer are you a solution to? What challenge are you an answer to? Now that's when we talk about your goal. You are providing a what to that solution. Okay, now let's talk about accountable. Okay, so now you have a goal, but a lot of people just think that now I have a goal and okay, now a lot of people think that now I have a goal and now what? The truth is, accountability is one of our challenges in this country, and that's why we're still where we are. The moment you set a ball rolling, there is a lot that goes into it. You're thinking about time management, you're thinking about a lot that you need to put into it, and you need to have a team, if not officially, but people that hold you accountable. You talk about those dreams. I think in this country we have this thing about don't tell people no, so that village people will not affect you. If you say it now, they might kill the dream before it starts. Yeah, it's life.
It's not scared of saying so many things because it's like, okay.
No, feel free.
Like the business I just opened, I still haven't told a lot of people that it's mine yet.
Yes.
So,
why?
Why is that? I don't know.
Okay, so we have
Village
that.
people.
Village people. Yeah, I actually, when I started different months, I was actually scared. I don't want people to know and stuff. And at some point, you just need to break out of it, because if you have not announced it, then when you feel like nobody knew about it. But until we get to that point where it's a do or die affair for us, that that your life, it's not just yours to live. There are a lot of people hanging on to you. There are a lot of people that need you to succeed for them to actually have a platform, to have a voice, to actually speak up. A lot of people are tied to everybody's life. You're not just living alone. And that's one of the things we've lost in this particular generation. We've lost our communism or communalism as a people. The African nation we used to live in small communities and, eat together, work together, play together and all of that. But right now we've lost that. And that's one of our downfalls as a nation. So if we can go back to that as a people, to understand that, yes, the truth is that nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you except you. I read a quote recently. I think it's one of these wallpapers, and the quote went with nothing can stop, not even destiny or something can stop a determined soul, or something. It was something catchy like that. And I was like, I sat back and I thought about it. And I think that was one of my downtimes though. And I just flipped my phone and that was the wallpaper and I was like, okay, so no matter how, tough things are, most times we like to blame every other person except ourselves about how we failed and all of that. And the problem with Africa or as a people or women generally is that we've been conditioned to be dependent. So when anything happens to us, rather than take responsibility for what happened to us, we like to think, it's the other woman. It's my auntie, it's my mother-in-law, it's my this, it's my that. We don't think about what we actually did, yes, to make that situation as it is or as it turned out to be. So until we get to that point where we are accountable, then I don't think we need to call ourselves girl bosses. So to be a girl boss, you have to be purpose-driven, you have to be a goal-getter, you have to be goal-driven as well, and you have to be accountable. Hold yourself accountable and get solid people to hold you accountable. And that's why we created this platform, A Woman Like You, so that we can dream together and we can hold ourselves accountable for those dreams. The whole idea for creating this platform is not for you to walk in here and then leave the same way you came. At least there should be an amount of value you gave or you received. And we want to have more women coming to share their testimonies, to challenge other women. Oh, I know that we are very, very competitive. So it's going to be easier and interesting if at some point we get to learn that, wow, she launched this business and men are making figures. And the other person is like, what am I still doing with myself? So I think that's what we really want to do with this platform. And that's what we are going. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay. So, a girl boss embraces change and self-development. A girl boss embraces change and self-development. A girl boss embraces change and self-development. Now, I think I already talked about it a little bit, in the previous, what they call it, number 2 or number 3. I think the previous number, yes, I already talked about it. So, a girl boss embraces change and development. Now, every single day is an opportunity for you to change. It's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to re-strategize. Now, nothing is carved in stone. Nothing is carved in stone. But unfortunately, a lot of us get stuck because things are not moving our way. And then we just are fixated on that particular form. What if it could take the other dimension? What if this other person you're looking down on just has your answer? It has happened time and time again where the person we look down on could actually answer the biggest troubles we are actually going through. That's happened and it keeps happening. So a girl boss knows that she can learn from the janitor, she can learn from the gate man, she can learn from the cleaner, she can learn from anybody. And she's open to learning. Now, that's why we talk about change. So, the girl boss is open to learning, that's change and self-development. Now, if this strategy doesn't work, the girl boss is not confined to this is how it has been.
The next one, you should always have a plan.
Exactly. There should be a plan B, there should be a plan C and a Z. So, a girl boss is open to change and self-development. Now, nothing is carved in stone, and learning is not just a conventional. There are different forms of learning. So you can learn on the street, you can learn from books. So be open to self-development. I think one of the challenges I had while growing up was having people tell me, no, that's not how it has been done. In fact, I've talked with some people that will tell you, no, madam, no, this is not how it's been done. No, people know they talk like this for this place. No, it gets to that point, people just feel like, okay, there is a particular way things are being done. And that's why, I'm called a different woman, because I like to think different. I like to see it differently. I like to, explore. I'm not the best person or speech person, but if I had gone with the whole, this is how it should be done. This is how, I'm not sure I'll be standing here. I'm not sure I'll be trying to speak or give value. But these are things that I know I've got this, and I know I've got the message for people, and I've got to speak. So why do I have to wait for the convention until I am a particular, form before I can actually give that value? Then I'll be depriving a lot of people of what I can offer. Now, these are the things that every girl boss should learn. Nothing is carved in stone. Be open to learning, be open to change, be open to self-development. Keep improving yourself. Me, and if I had sat down back, these are things that I could write on a good day. Yeah. But even before coming here, do you know how many times I had read, prepared, thought about this? Okay, I think I'll say it like this. I think I'll say it like that. So you should be open to learning, open to change. Yeah. Right? Okay, so let's talk. A girl boss is a team player and knows how to delegate. Now, yes, this part is very, very important because a lot of people think that being a boss means that you take on a lot, you do it all by yourself. In fact, there are people that tell you that if you want something done, you do it yourself. Yes, but then one of the beauties of being a boss and being a girl boss is to be able to teach other people how to do it like you. Now, one of the challenges we have with our leaders of today and leaders of, in different sectors in Nigeria is because we as women or our leaders don't think about how to create progenies or, think about the future. Now, as a girl boss, you're always supposed to be on your toes. Think about the future. What can you give? Who can you impact? Okay? So, those are one of the things, as a girl boss, you should think about how to delegate. You should be a team player. Get people to do the job. Teach them how to do the job. And get them to do it as good as you. Now, these are the best parts of being a girl boss. Now, the last characteristics on my slide for being a girl boss is a girl boss takes time out to show herself love. A girl boss takes time out to show herself love. Oh yes, I love to swim. And sometimes it's quite, it feels like, what do you call it now? It feels like there is nobody out there to have fun with, or it feels like the whole world is just bored or boring. And okay, no problem. Okay. So, but a girl boss knows that all work and no play makes Jack a dull girl. And it's a dull girl. A girl boss knows that, she needs to take time out to rest, to love herself, to take herself out, to pamper herself. Because seriously, you will burn the candle and you will burn out. You will burn out. So why don't you? And seriously, that work you're so stressed about will go on without you. Seriously, it's not going to crash because you're down. So why do you have to get yourself down? Why do you have to break down before you break through? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so why don't you? And seriously, that work you're so stressed about will go on without you. Seriously, it's not going to crash because you're down. So why do you have to get yourself down? Why do you have to break down before you break through? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so why do you have to break down before you break through? Right? So as a girl boss, you should learn to take some time out to rest. Learn to pamper yourself. Take time out to take yourself out. Take yourself to the spa. Take yourself swimming like I do, like I love to. Okay, and now, yes, we have already touched on some of this already, but we're going to rub it in the more. Now, some of the success habits of a girl boss is to learn. The number one success habit of a girl boss is learning. Nobody is above learning. The day you stop learning, you start dying. That's the truth. The day you stop learning, you start dying. In fact, there are days that I'll be walking on the street and I see maybe kids playing or doing something and I just stand and I start watching. It's not because maybe they might be doing they might be doing something totally insignificant to anybody out there. But really, there is a lesson or two to be learned from kids playing, or maybe a painting on the wall, or just a splash of something. There is always something to learn. Now, I think the issues flying on social media every single day, and I'm like, okay, if Nigerians actually take our time to face the challenges we have in Nigeria, as much as we do with our social media, cyberbullying and all of that, I think we would actually have, because, okay, somebody actually said something today. Yeah, I read something today. And the person said that in Nigeria, Nigerians are like, in the whole world, we're the best planners. Nigerians are the best planners. And guess what? The funny thing is that we don't plan on how to grow. We don't plan our future. We plan our revenge. We know how to plan revenge. Oh, Father Lord, we know how to plan revenge. And the funny thing is that we will execute it. We always execute. Seriously, we don't forget. We don't forgive. We will plan. We'll execute. But when it comes to our businesses, when it comes to our lives, when it comes to our growth as a nation, we don't take our time to do all of this. We don't take our time to plan. A lot of us want to wing life. We just think that, okay, well, we're going in there. Well, fine. We're going to get through it. And let's till we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. God did. God did. But the truth is that you cannot wing life. Nobody plans on the battlefield. The soldier doesn't go to the battlefield to learn how to shoot his gun. Seriously, the performer doesn't sit back there and say, yes, until I get there, I'll learn the song. In front of the audience? Hell no. So you should not, as a woman, leave certain things to chances, right? So your life should be planned. Your life should be ordered and orderly. So these are very important tips to being a girl boss. Now, unlearn. This is the second habit of a girl boss is to unlearn. Now we've talked about learning. As a girl boss, your first to be successful as a girl boss, the first tip is to learn. The first habit is to learn. Now, the second habit is to unlearn. When I talk about unlearning, share with me. What do you think about unlearning?
Forgetting about certain things that I feel are no longer important, because as we grow, we learn new things, and then we're supposed to leave some other things behind.
It's true.
Yes. So many baggage could just be distraction.
True. Okay, so basically, you're right. As a girl boss, there are certain things, especially some of our traditions, our cultures. In fact, these days it's quite rare. I had a conflicting dialogue. It was supposed to be just a discourse with a learned mind, a learned colleague, and it turned out to be a very, although it was a sensitive issue, talking about culture and religion, right? I try as much as possible not to dabble into such discourse. But when it is inevitable, it is inevitable. Now, you would see learned people talking about certain issues, and their benchmark for having such discussion or argument or conversation with you, they benchmark it on religion or their religious beliefs. It doesn't work. You cannot. No. We should learn to be a little objective in some areas of our lives. Yes, I know we are emotional beings, but the truth about life is, as women, yes, funny enough, women are the most emotional beings on the planet. But seriously, to be a girl boss, we have to learn that there are some things that don't work right now. We cannot sit back. Yes, gone are the days when you say a woman should be judged by certain qualities, certain standards, and all. Who makes those standards? Now we talk about our beauty, and then you see on certain magazines as the beautiful ones are supposed to be a certain size. The beautiful ones are supposed to be a certain complexion. The beautiful ones are supposed to be certain this, certain that. Who makes these rules? Now, as a girl boss, the first thing we do on this particular page on our platform, the TDW network, what we do is that we tell you to embrace your scars. Now, everyone has a story. The funny thing is that our stories are not so different after all. And really, I think there's this Oyibo coinage that says that there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Seriously, all of these stories, it feels like we're just recycling stories.
People have
gone through them. So why do we make it so difficult for ourselves to adapt? Why do we find it difficult to adapt, to change? As girl bosses, we need to learn that some things should be left behind. We need to learn that some things don't work. We need to leave them behind. We need to grow. If the butterfly remained a pupa, it won't grow into a butterfly with beautiful wings. So we need to learn that we need to grow. Change is part of life. We need to learn, we need to unlearn, and then to the third success habit of a girl boss, we need to relearn. Now, these things, when you take something out of something, the next thing is by nature, you have to put something back. So what are you putting back in you? Now, that's why we talk about relearning. Now, you learned, you've unlearned. Now, what's left? You're empty. Fill yourself up. Fill yourself with value. Take yourself to that point where anyone that encounters you, there is something you're leaving them with. Take yourself to that point where everyone meeting you has got something, you drop something in their life. You impact someone. You make someone smile. You walk into a restaurant and you see the busy waitress and she's all sad. Make her smile. It doesn't take anything from you. It doesn't even cost you $1. To make someone smile, to hug someone truthfully and, caringly, it doesn't take much from you. So why do we deprive ourselves of these little things every single day? Now, we find it easy to laugh at someone rather than correct the person with love and tell the person that, oh, you can actually do this like this. Why is it so difficult for us? So as a girl boss, it's not just about you owning a position or having a position. In that little space or corner where you are, you can be a boss in that area. All you have to do is learn, unlearn, and relearn. All right, so we're moving to... Okay, so tools to master as a girl boss. Tools to master as a girl boss. Now I'm sure that you're expecting to hear spanner, screwdriver, and all of that, maybe pliers and all of that. But no, I'm not an engineer, and there are different tools that we will be talking about. I'll just run through them because we'll be talking more about them in the next month and next 2 months. We'll be talking more about these tools. Okay, but the tools to master as a girl boss, the first one is time management. Time management. I'm going to come into that. The second one is people management. People management. And the third one is money management. The third one is money management. Money management. And the fourth one, yes, failure. Are you surprised? Okay, so let's talk about time management. Now, we are women. We cannot take that part away from us. Yes, we are bringing in a lot into our lives right now. We are being breadwinners these days. But the funny thing is that, yes, we still carry on the baggage of, from way back. We are still the caregivers. We are still the ones that own the society. We are still the ones that gather the home and keep the home together. So it doesn't take that away from us. We don't lose that value as women. Now, in these days of, yes, there are still some of us that still are stay-at-home moms. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't spoil anything. It doesn't make you less of a woman, right? But we're talking about everyone now, generally, as a woman. And even stay-at-home moms these days make money. Yes, so they have to prioritize their time, right? So we're talking about time management as a woman, as a girl boss, in your home, in your life, in your career, in your job, in your business, in your family. You need to manage your time properly, because first of all, you need time for yourself. First of all, okay, you need time for God, you and your relationship with God, your creator. You need time for that. Now you need time for yourself, time to take care of yourself, time to pamper yourself, time to take yourself out, time to even just sit alone and meditate. You need such time. Now you need time for your family, time for this, time for that. You need to see so and so person, or you need to go and visit your in-laws. You need to, attend to your friends. There are a lot of things you need to do, family and friends. And you also need time to build your business if you are building a business. Now, there's a lot tied to us as women. So the first thing to being a girl boss is to manage your time properly and still shine and slay. Yeah? The funny thing is, yes, the main thing about being a girl boss is having all of this work, on your shoulders, but still not losing your charm. So that's where we talk about time management. Time management. Now let's talk about people management. Now I'm going to shake a table that a lot of people are on top. Yes. A lot of people have bad characters. A lot of women have bad characters. And the funny thing is that, yes, we understand. Sometimes, the funny thing is that I try to understand a lot of these things. But I think we have become so intolerant of each other that we don't see beyond the aggression of someone, the aggression of the other woman. For instance, a lot of vendors on Instagram are rude. A lot of vendors on Instagram are rude. With your money, somebody will be making you feel like, oh God, it's terrible. It's very, very terrible. Now, I understand that we are going through a lot of pressures. We have a lot on our shoulders. We have to meet with deadlines. We have to meet up with family appointments. We have to meet with a lot of things. But seriously, if you have signed up for anything, it is your duty to do it to your utmost best. It is your duty to make it count. It is your duty to make sure that it comes out good. Because the truth is that in theater, we say that an actor is as good as his last performance. That's what we say in theater. So, as a vendor, as a woman, as a girl boss, you are as good as your last impression. That's the truth. So, we need to learn people management. With all of that frustration, now, what we can also do to help each other, because the truth is that these pressures are real, and we cannot tell anybody not to vent or anything. But when someone comes at you like that, please and please and please, can we try as much as possible to understand? What I do in such situations is I just speak some lovable words. I think you would have been more beautiful if you smiled a little. I think it would have been more loving if you had said this rather than this. I'm thinking that any good, sensible person, no matter how pissed the person is, pardon my Spanish, I'm sure the person will understand what you mean. Most times you are not their challenge. Most times you are not the person. You're not the one that offended them or hurt them. But the truth is that they're going through a lot and they don't know how to channel this out. So we can help each other. We can help ourselves as women by seeing beyond that hurt, seeing beyond that aggression, and helping each other out. Now she's aggressive towards you. Please just lend a smile, lend a hug, and a kind word. I think we can help each other out with people management. We need to learn to manage each other every single day. Nobody's perfect. Yes. So while you're thinking you're not stepping on your toes, trust me, you might just be stepping on someone's toes without even knowing. So let's try to manage each other. We're in this world. We're from different backgrounds, from different areas and different parts of this world, parts of this country, and we cannot see things the same way. And it's okay. It's okay to have different views, but we should learn that in our difference, that's what makes us stronger as women. Seriously, if not, it will be boring. Yeah. All right. So the third, where are we? The third tool to being a girl boss is money management. Okay, it's locked. Okay, so the third tool for being a girl boss is money management. Now, yes, this part. In fact, we have fought with a lot of women about this. Money management. Money management. Now, what is your view about money? Basically, let's start with that.